Yes, I know you're like, oh my God, it's not quite 6 yet, and you're right. But I'm like, I'm ready, so let's just get this show on the road. This is the very last DNN of the 2023 season, and we have a lot of slides, more than usual. So I'm like, let me get started with this because this is going to take forever, forever and 2 lifetimes. So let's get this show on the road. Now, keep in mind that today, since I was trying to like use as many of the submissions as possible, so there's not necessarily a lot of rhyme or reason to it. Some of the stuff isn't really dusty. It's just funny. And so, it got included. So if you send in something, you're very likely to see your slide in here somewhere. Okay, we have quite a few of the Savage runner-ups, and then we have 2 Savage winners. So let's get this going for November 3rd, 2023, our final show. And I remember, like, for next year, I'm going to try to get back on schedule. This show normally runs June or, early July through, like, late June, early July, somewhere around there, to Labor Day weekend. And, but this year I got started so late, so we're running into the fall, which it's not, this is supposed to be a summer show. So let's get started. Let's do this. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber to the Debsterism channel. We appreciate your support. And here we go with slide number 1. This lady says, my daddy just told me that it's easy for a man to walk away when he's already been cheating, but a faithful man, he won't leave you so easily because you're all he has. And she says that hit her different. It's like, But you got to really think about it. I mean, if a guy's got you and he's cheating on you, he doesn't really have you and he doesn't really have the other woman and he doesn't really want either one of you, really. He's not putting forth any effort. So I understand what her dad means, but in the grand scheme of things, such a guy doesn't really want either one of the women. He just wants whatever he can get from them. It's whatever's convenient. Unfortunate, but true. And look at her screen name, Harriet Thugman. Not Harriet Thugman. She says that leave me like everybody else did. Line don't work on me. Bye. Yeah, because they do try to, hey, it's Shane's birthday. It's Shane's birthday. Happy birthday, girlfriend. You in the clouds, girl. Well, we happy that you made it another year. Because, after a certain point, it's not really about the celebration and the party. It's the fact that you be thankful that you made it another year. Another one. It's like, that's where I am with it, especially after my stroke moments. So I'm like, shoot, this year I was just happy to be here. Just happy. So, yeah, these things here, they be trying to, like, lay the guilt on you to try to manipulate and coerce you into staying with them and taking their nonsense. She wise to that, gang. Get it, girl. Look at the cat laid out, her laid out. Sorry for not answering. I was busy. Me being busy. You know that's how they do. Haven't you all ever experienced that, right? You know, a dude. Now, he calls you right, and you call him back. I don't call dudes anymore, and this is one of the reasons I stopped doing this. I don't know, 20 something years ago, 30 years ago. So you call him back, right? And then he gonna act like he's so sleepy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and you be like, "What's wrong with your voice?" And oh, I was asleep. Just lying. He just said he waving his boys to be quiet in the background so he can fake like he's asleep, so he can hurry up and get you back off the phone so he can pretend like he's going back to sleep so he can get dressed and hit the club. You know, they be thinking that they so slick, but so yeah, her and the cat mouths open snoring. Ha ha ha. Okay, this little bad little brat right here. I had to blow the sign up to make sure that everybody could see it. So she said, when you pick up your baby from daycare, and with the sign on his chest says, cannot return. They don't want his little badass in there anymore. So, what kind of kid do you have as a parent that your kid gets kicked out of daycare? I mean, I've heard of it, you know what I mean? But I just don't even understand how you can have a child who's that out of control and that undisciplined and who thinks that, whatever he or she's doing is okay to the point where the daycare workers don't want to be bothered with them, and neither do the other kids, and neither do their parents. You have an antisocial brat on your hands. You need to get your kid into some therapy. Yeah, he on the path to San Quentin. That's what that is already, and it's just terrible. Because kids that have antisocial types of behaviors, unless those things are turned around and addressed early, the kid just continues down that path, and the next thing you know, they in juvie, and the next thing you know, they're in prison. So she's like, men think that they suffer in silence, but ask the people around you how loud your misery is, though. Ain't that the truth? They think they suffer in silence. Women not only suffer in silence, we have to put on a front like what's going on with us isn't even bothering us. Why? Because we have responsibilities for other people, relationships, children, households, sometimes aging parents. So, I mean, we don't have the time. We don't have we can't afford the luxury of sitting there suffering and letting people know about it. We hold it in and we just keep it moving. It's just unbelievable. Did you guys read that book by Stephen King? I couldn't finish it because it was just too creepy. But it says you scared to watch it. Like, I read the book, I didn't never see the movie. And you've been dating clowns your whole life. But that was a vicious kind of clown. It was weird. My cousin is scared of clowns. And I've met a couple of people since then that are scared of clowns. I never was afraid of a clown until I was reading that book. And then I was like, oh, I get it now. I'm not messing around. But I don't know. I just, as a kid, I always thought they were funny and like Ronald McDonald and stuff. I just wasn't too bothered. Here you go, dude. You be playing. And she's like, I have not shown interest in you even once. So see, but it's my thing is like with her, why is he still able to contact you? Why didn't you block him? You haven't shown no interest and he become, coming with these lame games and lame lines and stuff. Why are you entertaining him? What's wrong with you? The fact that you respond to him shows interest. If you really wasn't interested in him, you shouldn't be talking to him at all. As soon as he sent you a message, he should have went onto your block list, ladies. So, they want attention, and you do it. What she's doing right here is giving it to them. And then she want to turn around and say, well, I haven't shown interest in you. Stop lying. The fact that you're entertaining his bullshit shows that you're showing interest. Okay, women who are not interested in men, don't talk to them, don't look at them, don't respond to their texts, don't respond to their phone calls, and have nothing to do with them. So you think you're trying to be nice or something, but what you're really doing is, you feeding the monster, the troll, as they say. You're feeding the troll. You can't be nice to men. And your behavior and your words, like I've said 500 million times, have to match. If you really don't want to be bothered with him, then you don't be bothered with him. Anytime that he tries to reach out to you, you shut that avenue down so that he can't come through that door again. So this right here, what she's doing, this right here, this is stupid. And she's just setting herself up for some stupid drama by being dumb. Honey, now my parents was the latter. These new kids come from the if you quit crying, I'll buy you something generation, right? The parents negotiate with the kids. They bribe them to have good behavior and stuff. Shoot, I wish I would. My daddy and my mother would give us that look where that eyebrow goes up and they stare down their nose at you, right? Because, we were short. They stare down their nose at you, and it's like your blood would freeze in your veins. You couldn't breathe. Your lungs would feel like they're going to collapse. Your heart starts racing because death is imminent. And they just give you that look. They didn't even have to say a word. They just give you that look. And you already knew what time it was, right? And so they didn't even have to say the word about, if you don't quit crying, I'll give you something to cry about. They never had to say that to us. They just gave us that look. And my daddy, if he made a motion like he was ready to take off his belt, oh boy, you better start running. It was crazy. But yeah, these new parents, they want to just, I'll buy you this and that, and I'll get you ice cream and this. So they reward negative behavior, and then they be upset that the kids don't listen to them and don't mind and don't pay any attention to them. It's just kind of interesting. Now, this is very tiny typing. If you're watching this show on a phone, you definitely won't be able to read it, but it's basically about Gen X. F around with Gen X and find out. And so this person says, I saw this on a millennials post. It says, I don't mess around with anybody over 42. They built different. The families had them formally trained in something by the time they were 2. They had keys to the house by the age of 5, could cook full meals at 7, and were pretty much self-sufficient at 9, and that's true. They left their house at dawn every day, every summer morning, and didn't come home until nightfall and survived all day on water from garden hoses. They might get a sandwich on the off chance somebody's parents had gone shopping. They spent 3/4 of their lives by themselves with a parent, maybe checking on them once a month. Most of them have evaded at least one kidnapping attempt, and they know 15 different ways to remove blood stains from clothing. They the real fuck around and find out people. And you think Gen X is bad, mess with some boomers. Man, this just like my parents. Oh, no, I'm good. My parents, my Uncle June and them. Oh, no. Boomers. Not doing it. Don't try them. Ain't gonna be none. Don't want none of that. Not trying to cross them. Leave them alone. They just like crazy. Like they're all like, we used to have this joke like all the Samoans were like kamikazes and stuff here in San Francisco. They would just, there was just no holds barred. They just like beat you till what you just couldn't walk. And so they were all the parents were like Samoans and they just didn't care. And it was like, this stuff like where people now they ask their kids, well, will you do this and that? Oh, no, there was no asking. There was no asking. I said it, and you best get busy doing it. And it's not a matter of when you're going to do it. It's like now or right now. Those are your only two choices. Not, I'll do it when I get done, or I'm playing, I got to finish my game and all this kind of stuff. You know what would happen if we tried to talk like that to my daddy? The game, the electricity plug in your room, everything would be ripped out of the wall, and you would have to use a flashlight if we had talked to them like that. You wouldn't have no light, no lamp, no nothing in your room. You want heat? You better figure out a way to go outside and build a campfire around and get you some sticks from the woods or something, because that was going to be the only heat you had. So, no, I understand, they're making all these jokes about Gen X and stuff like that, but the boomers are the real king and queen of the world. And then number 2, I guess, is their kids, the Gen X. I was not messing with my parents. I wasn't gonna mess with them people. Them people was crazy. So this girl, she's like, well, you know, just think about this though for a minute. I mean, we do this show and everything's entertaining and it's fun and we laugh and all that stuff, but just think about the issues that women have. I mean, according to like Department of Justice statistics, the number one threat to women's lives is not like cancer and diseases and accidents and all stuff like that. It's men. Men, especially men that women are in relationship with, like boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, husbands, and ex-husbands. The 1 through 4 top ranking way that women die is because of those 4 types of men in their lives. So, then you talk about street harassment and harassment on jobs and stalking. We do sometimes as men you don't even know. You ain't never met him, ain't never said a word to him, but he's fixated on you. It's just weird. Men are just weird as hell. And so when you look at this way, she said, if men didn't exist, what kind of things would women be able to do? And this is a very short list. I would, one, wear tank tops without being afraid of a man staring at my chest. Number 2, go out for a night jog with both earbuds in. 3, not have to pay that stupid pink tax on the things I could do if men didn't, the things I could do if men just didn't exist. And so the reposter says, if men would just disappear for just one day so we can just breathe. And you talk about what's going on in foreign countries, the women just, human trafficking. I mean, just all the nasty things that men do to women, just for no reason other than that we're women. No reason. We haven't done anything to them. Don't even know them. Like I said, most of the time, don't even know them. Just trying to leave them because for our mental and physical safety, because they're vile creatures. And the woman wants to leave. And she don't want to be bothered with him anymore. But, no, that's not good enough. How dare you think about leaving me even though I treated you like shit and beat your ass on the daily? You're going to stay and absorb more of that because I said so. That's these abusive types of men. So this doing from my seat of where I sit doing what I do, this hit hard. This one hit hard. Yeah, they will make you feel crazy. And then they get upset and think that, women are supposed to be vying for them and just that there's something missing in our life if they're not there. And it's like, dude, I mean, look around you. I mean, each one of them is not willing to look at just themselves. I mean, look at everybody as a whole. They only want to look at themselves and may hold themselves up as the standard for all men when that's not the case at all. Because if it were the case, then we wouldn't have all these, like I said, Department of Justice and FBI and, CDC stats about how men treat women. And it's not good. So we wouldn't have those numbers. Those facts wouldn't be in evidence if men were really nice people to women. Wouldn't be like that. So Victoria says, she made a really interesting point. What I was reading about, this year for some reason there's just been this major rash of mass shootings. White men done lost their mind just going around wanting to just off a whole bunch of people. And it's like this year, I think I heard it was like the 50th one took place in Vermont or something like that, Maine or something, just last week. The 50th one in 2023. I was shocked. I don't really watch the news, so I just kind of heard that accidentally on the TikTok or something. So she points out that, what amazes me? Women have access to guns every day. And despite the way that we're treated by society, by our bosses, by men who claim to love us, even by the president, we aren't going on shooting rampages with AR-15s anywhere. Take a lesson, men, and work on yourselves, not us. Right? Right? So like I said, I'm trying to put in, it's a real mismatch of material in this particular show. This is our last DNN of the year. Some of it's going to be funny. Some of it's going to be like, Some of it's going to be like, oh my God. But I'm trying to get as many of your submissions that are unique, rather, because a lot of them are similar or some of them were like exactly the same. I'm trying to get as many that were unique thoughts as possible in this show to close out the season. As soon as you, as a parent, say, well, my child would never, here they come, nevering like they never before. I would never say that about my kid because I know how I was. You know, you just do stuff. You weren't raised like that. Your parents didn't teach you to do stuff like that. And if anything, they told you not to do it, right? But you know, kids, we're going to be hard-headed. We're going to do what we want to do, right? I wasn't going to be influenced by, my friends or anything. I would do stuff because I wanted to. Usually, I would be the ringleader. If it was going to be some bullshit afoot, I was the ringleader and they would be coming with me. But I didn't do that too often because like I said, I was scared of my daddy. So, I would, occasionally, when I thought I could get away with it after much forethought planning and months of strategizing, and I thought I could get away with it, I would do it. But in general, I told the straight line because I knew, and I wasn't trying to die young. But yeah, we had this, you don't expect your kids to do some crazy stuff like they do. As soon as you say, my child would never, here they go. And it's true. I ran across this thing when they were talking. They had a whole bunch of memes like this about crazy things that people thought of to do to make excuses to do stuff. And I thought this one was real interesting. So this person's solution: tell your friends that you've made them a partial life insurance beneficiary. They'll feel obligated to do the same for you, and they'll only find out that you lied if you die first. I thought, wow, that's kind of messed up. So you go around, tell 3, 4, 5 people, yeah, I put you on my life insurance policy. You're going to split it with my, I don't know, my brother. So they're a partial beneficiary, right? And then as long as they die first, you get paid. Thought, wow, that's kind of messed up, but true. They say 40 is the new 30 and 50 is the new 40. All I know is the older I get, the more 9 p.m. is the new midnight. Hunty, ain't that the truth? Sometimes I find myself in the bed. I'm, watching movies on my iPad. And it's 7:30. And I have the nerve to be yawning. I remember when I was a kid and my mother made me go to bed at 7:30, I would cry. I would be mad. Be like, why it's still light outside? You're making us go to bed and it's still light outside. I didn't like that. But now I'd be like, ooh, bed. Ooh, yay. I know I can't be the only one. Don't be acting like I'm the only one. This made me, I was rolling. So you come from dust and you will return to dust. And that's why I don't dust. It could be somebody I know. Oh, shit. All the dusty individuals we know around here, that's so true. Whoever came up with the word dentures really missed the opportunity to call them substitutes. Substitutes. Oh my God. People just really don't have enough to do with their time. Girl, you love your bed? Ooh, yes. I used to not love mine as much as I do this one I got. It's I think the company's called Nectar. I ordered it online and it was like the sponge thing. I had to let it air out and it puffed up by itself over a course of 2 days. And I've been using it for, I guess, about 2, 3 years now. Still feels just as new as it did when I got it. And man, I could get in there. I just roll from one side to the other. It's kind of hot though in the summertime, but it's great in the wintertime. It holds body heat. Now here she is wearing some of them little boy short looking things and cooking, which is a little dangerous to me, but whatever. Expose a little bit too much flesh to the heat. I don't think I want to do that, but whatever. And so dude says, I want to come home to see you cooking for me like this. And girlfriend snaps back with, looks like you've made a wifey level request while still holding the standard boyfriend package. To upgrade your account, please purchase a ring for the fourth finger of the left hand. Thank you. Right? You start wanting wife stuff. I mean, I wouldn't do it even if I was a wife, but still. Boyfriends be making all these like requests, and y'all be listening to them. And so this lady got the right idea. No, that's wife. That's in the wife column. You ain't over there because you don't have one of those. So you don't, that ain't for you. You belong in the boyfriend category, which is to take what you get and be happy that you got it category, right? You want to upgrade to husband, but then you can have the right to ask for stuff like that. Still don't mean you're going to get it, but at least you had a right to ask for it. And you might get it on alternate Tuesdays on months that end with W. I don't know. Every man thinks every woman's dream is to find the perfect man. Of course they think that because it makes them feel like they're valuable and important to women, which they're not. And she say, please, every woman's dream is to eat without getting fat. That's true. We want to eat cheesecake and just like all the burritos, tacos, and everything else that we can stuff in our face. Cakes, pies, cookies, all of it. Burgers and fries and milkshakes. We want to have all of that and never gain a pound. Oh my God, that's women's real dream, right? Still be able to wear our same size clothes and eat our way through life. Hunty, if that could only happen. But yeah, thinking that they so important that that's our dream. Boy, if you don't get out of here. Okay, this came across and I was like, the true words have never been spoken because I think about this a lot. How much trouble it is to have to figure out what to cook. And that's why, like in my house, DoorDash is so popular, even though I know that's a waste of money. Sometimes I just can't, I don't feel like it. So this person says, who knew that the hardest part of being an adult is figuring out what to cook for dinner every single night for the rest of your life until you die? Oh, isn't that true though? When you have kids, at least you can ask them what, or husband or whatever. You can, well, what do you guys want for dinner, right? You can let them decide. And when we were growing up, what my mother used to do, we used to have like a night. We each got a night a week, so that it was four of us, right? So like say on Monday, one brother picked two, Wednesday, whatever, so we would have like a night that was our night, and our night of that week, we would decide what the family was going to have for dinner. So, if it was a recipe in a magazine or something, you rip it out and then you give it to my mother on the weekend before so she can make sure she got the stuff when she went grocery shopping for it. And then as we got older, we would cook it. And so she, five people rather cooking because sometimes my daddy would get in on it. So then my mother only had to worry about 2 meals a week. And then, sometimes we would have leftovers and we really wouldn't want her to cook because, what we had from the meals that we picked, we liked that. So we ate the rest of those. So it really worked out, but that wasn't until we were much older. And then, of course, by the time we all moved out, then she had to go back to figure out what she was going to eat for dinner every single night for the rest of her life. But yeah, that was a nice respite for all of us to give a chance to try new things and, that we would have never ate before. It was kind of interesting. So the bank teller says, do you want to deposit the whole $3? Me, lower your fucking voice. $3. I don't even know what to say. I have some change buckets that probably got about 100 and something bucks in them each. Just like when I have change, I just dump them in there. It's too heavy to carry around in your purse. I mean, it's like break your arm. I'm not carrying it in my backpack either. I just dump the change in there, whatever it is. So, it's quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, all of that. Got probably some foreign coins, whatever. I don't even care. At one point, I'll probably take them to the bank and add them to my account, but I just kind of looking at them. It's like they've left holdover from childhood. It's like my piggy bank. Okay, this lady was, as we used to say in the 90s, molded. So this lady at Jamba Juice just cut me in line, and the worker saw what happened. So when it was my time to order, he goes, congrats. You were the 18th customer today. You get a free drink of choice. Oh my fucking God, her face. Yeah, because she was like, dang, that could have been me. That could have been me. I bet she never cut anybody after that. That worker was brilliant. That was brilliant. Okay, toxic chick. Once I block that number, baby, I'ma unblock it again because I'm toxic. Once I block your number, you can just die because it's never getting unblocked. Ever. Never. They have good smoothies. I went there once. I can't remember how many years ago that was. You know what turned me off about it? Because they have all that fruit, right? So they had like all these flies in there. I was like, oh, I mean, I know they can't control the flies, but you know what? I was like not a fan of the flies. And I'm thinking, oh no, there might be a fly in my drink. And I'm just not a fan of that either. So, I mean, I got the little drink and stuff. I got the smallest one they had, and I've never been back. Because I get icked out real easily like that. Okay. If dudes were real honest, this is what they would say. You know, women be chasing. I mean, why would you chase after a dude? I just don't understand it. If he's not calling you, he's not, reaching out to you and stuff. He's not interested. So what are you doing? Why are you trying to chase down a dude and texting him talking about what's up, stranger? I mean, what the hell you think he's gonna say? Dude just straight told her about herself. Girl, fuck you. And if they were really like, savage the way that they should be to some of y'all, that's what you would get. And you would never want to do that again. I would tell you stop chasing men. If a dude is really interested in you, you gonna know it. Okay, you're not gonna have to chase him out, send him random texts and ask him when you gonna see him again and why he ghosted you and all these things that y'all be asking stupid questions. You already know the answer to them questions. What the hell? We put dude on the spot, ask him some dumb shit like that. What you want him to say? Because I can't stand your bitch ass. I don't want to look at you. I don't want you on my phone. I'm not texting you. I'm not calling you. I'm not trying to touch you. I'm not trying to look at you. Now, have I made myself clear? If he was gonna be clear, for real, that's what he would do. Second level is here. Fuck you. All right. But y'all just don't get it. You just want to get your feelings hurt. I guess I don't know what that's all about. I wish I would be trying to chase a man down. Now, this dude has got an agenda. Edward Hirschberger. He's telling women to be honest, even same-sex sexual activity isn't really gay. You're only gay if that's an identity that's right for you. If you identify as straight and occasionally hook up with men, or you did so in the past, then that doesn't make you gay. You do you. I beg to differ, dude. It's like saying, well, I identify as pregnant. And you're pregnant. What does that mean? That you're going to have a baby. Now, if you're going to have a baby and then you turn around and say, but I'm not pregnant, I don't identify as pregnant, does that mean that you're not pregnant? No. You're like picking words, you picking and choosing words, but it doesn't change the fact that the act, the behavior, the facts around this situation are that this woman is pregnant. Right? The fact is, if a man is fucking around with other men, he's gay. Period. Now, he may decide that he don't want to be gay and it was an experimental phase of his life or whatever, whatever. But in that moment when you was engaged in gay activities, your ass was gay. That's it. Now, if a woman comes along and she decides that she doesn't want a man who dips and dabs and jumps back and forth over the fence, that is her right and privilege. And you and no one else can tell her that that doesn't mean that the guy is gay. Is he doing gay activities? That means his ass is gay. Okay? What I mean, I don't understand it. Yeah, they are trying to force women into doing what they want us to do. Gaslighting, bullshitting, just coming up with a bunch of nonsense. And the sad part about it is a lot of women go for it. They're like, oh, well, he said he's not gay. I don't give a fuck what he said. Did he do gay activities? If he did gay activities, that makes his ass gay and you dealing with a gay dude. That's what that means. Now, of course, you have every right to deal with a gay dude if you so choose, but don't be trying to pretend like that's not the choice that you made and that's not what he is. Whether he, like I said, agrees with it or not, just like a woman who's pregnant saying, "Well, I don't identify as pregnant." Bitch, who gives a fuck? You pregnant? You gonna have a baby? Okay, no matter what word you try to make it sound like, that's the fact. All right. So yeah, they be tripping. You do you. You gonna do you all right over there some damn where. Dusty Confessions. Dusty Man says, don't date me because I'm going to screw you good and then I'm going to stress you out. If they were honest, this would be what they would say. So, ladies, what does that mean? That means understand what time it is. Don't wait for them to tell you because you already know the deal. Once you've been around the block a time or two, you shouldn't need a man to like spell it out for you. Okay, you should have enough sense, gumption, and street smarts and life experience to be able to read the room. Okay, you can read the room, you can read the handwriting on the wall, and you should be able to recognize a dust mite when you see one. Now, of course, if you like to mess around with dust mites, then do you. But most women don't want to mess with a dust mite. So they, are a little bit smarter about it. Now, this dude right here, it is cuffing season. That means it's time for all the hobosexuals to come out the woodwork. The places that they were living in the summertime when it was warm, like, trees, alcoves of abandoned buildings and stuff like that. It was warm outside. They maybe not even need a blanket. Just huddle up, next to the other homeless person and just go to sleep. And they was living good, right? But now the weather is turning. So young Steven here says, I'm homeless and I'm looking for a place to stay. I repeat, home not included. Read my bio. I'm poor. Ask about my OnlyFans. I'm starving. I'm currently fighting demons. I have no kids, but willing to trap you for shelter if I have to. P.S. Nah, for real, help. Wow. Steven couldn't even stand too close to me. I'm just, there's probably some woman who would bite. She would see. Let me focus on that face again. See? He's not like, super ugly or anything, but he's got nice features when you look at them individually, but what benefit would he have to your life? He's broken, he's homeless. That new dude could do for me. Okay, so this is another Steven with a PH though. And he says having a little nap on the sofa before I take myself up to bed for my main sleep. I call that a snores d'oeuvre or d'oeuvre. Snores d'oeuvre. Okay, there you go. Snores d'oeuvre. A little appetizer sleep. He's stupid. Look at this baby looking like an old church lady. Controlling my tongue is no problem. It's my face that needs deliverance. Cause she look like she about 50 years old in the face with that black woman church disapproval face on. Okay, I have made jokes about this because my brothers and my daddy used to do this. It's like right in their face. They open the refrigerator, right? And they say, I don't see the mustard. Okay, you come behind them and zero right in on the mustard. They might have to move something a little bit, but you can see the yellow, right? You can see the yellow right there. And then they like, I don't see the mustard. So here he is, and I don't see the ketchup. Where's the ketchup? Ketchup right there in his face. But men, on the other hand, they go in the forest, right in the woods, where it's like hella trees and stuff. Sniper in that building 400 yards out past the tree line. What building? Where is it? And the sniper's in the building. What? It's so true though. It is so true. Every woman talks about that, how it's like men, they seem to have refrigerator blindness. It's like once they open the refrigerator door, they can't see. They can't see. They can't see nothing. It drives me crazy. Well, this one's pretty self-explanatory. You know, it might be funny, but it's true. Every woman who's got brothers, a daddy, or a husband, or live with a boyfriend knows it that for a fact. They can't see shit in the refrigerator. If they open the refrigerator door, as whatever it is that they're looking for doesn't like run and jump into their hand, they can't find it. It's something about men and refrigerators. I can't call it. It's so true. Yeah, this I'm too old to pretend that I like you. I was too old with 4. Girl, ain't this the truth right? Yeah. You know, it would be okay to have somebody, but you know, this thing right here, I don't want him to move in. Like, be my man at your house. I always thought it would be ideal, like, right, if I ever got remarried, I would want a man who had enough ends meeting that he could have 2 complete houses on one lot. I want my own house, and you have your own house, and then we get together every now and again, have meals together, whatever, sleep over. But I want my own space. I don't want to live with a man like not like that. Not anymore. Not ever again. So, you know, this was like, oh, I so identified with this. How many other people got this like your save later card in Amazon? $1.2 million. I don't know. Mine's probably at least about 2,000, but I know it ain't no 1.2 million. I have all kind of stuff in there, stuff I don't even want anymore, or I bought it somewhere else. I probably should go through there and remove some of that stuff. They probably don't even sell it anymore because you know how people be going out of business on Amazon. Oh, this seller is no longer offering this product, but it's still in my cart. When people say enjoy them while they are young, they are talking about your hips and knees, not your kids. Can I testify? That is so true. Amazon and a few other stores. Child. Some couples do that, DP. Well, I need to be one of them. I just telling you. Yeah, your knees and your hips, not your kids. Enjoy them while they're young. That's true. You'll see people doing these things where they be down on their knees and then they be twerking all low and then they jump up and do all stuff. I'm be like, my knees hurt just looking at that. Just looking at it. I'm in pain. This just had me screaming. Cause ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Look at this pie cut. That's so me. Just being contrary, just for no reason, just to be contrary, just to do something just because I can. Ah, I was screaming. You know this is gonna be funny because you know it's that time of year, sweet potato pie time for Thanksgiving. You know, this is true though. Why do bugs come in the house when they have the whole outside? The whole outside is for you. Everything out there is for you. All them trees and bushes and jungle forests, all that stuff, all that's you. Why you got to come inside my house? What are you trying to do? Just trying to just like bogart and just, you know, regulate on me and just show me that I'm not running nothing, that you running outside and inside too? Honey, especially mosquitoes. You can have this whole building. I don't care. Because not only do they bites are just like ridiculous, but they carry horrible diseases. Next thing you know, your ass is hospitalized, and that mosquito could have just stayed outside minding its own business. Okay, look at the comment here. Okay, when you kinky but you poor, showing the little plastic thing. Okay, and then somebody write, "Who's been a bad sea turtle?" Oh shit! Oh. Oh God, that was funny. Christina say, "Oh my." Who's been a bad sea turtle? I just, that I don't know. That just caught me so off guard because I was looking at the part at the top, thinking it was gonna say something, something else, and then I saw that I did a double take and I just fell out laughing. It's like, oh my god, people are so hella stupid. Well, yeah, me and DoorDash, honey, how many thousands of dollars have I spent at DoorDash already this year? I need to stop. My biggest goal this year is to stop spending money like I sell D. Ooh, honey, yes, like it's just gonna be this never-ending stream of money. But I just can't cook, especially since I've been sick. It's like, ugh. I just was ordering soup, 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 soup. I lived off of some Tom Yum soup because it's got all that lemongrass and peppers in it and stuff. Break up all that stuff in my chest. I lived off of that for days. That's all I ate. And this is your typical job, right? Employee, oh, I'm burnt out. Management, say no more. Let's have a pizza party. That nasty ass pizza. Look at all them pizzas. You going to pick up some tacos? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just had soup though, because that's all my stomach could handle. She said, you know that little tingly feeling that you get when you like somebody? That's common sense leaving your body. It's kind of true. Because, it just seems like people that once they like somebody, their mind just goes away, or their logic and reason and good sense, common sense, it just disappears. Well, they just put up with a whole bunch of stuff because they like this person. But what is it that you like so much? I just could never figure that out. I mean, anyway, never mind all that because it's supposed to be a fun show. I guess we don't really have to worry about it being too logical, but I always wondered about that. Experts, a serving size of chips is 10 chips. Me, I eat 10 chips while standing in the pantry with the door open, the bag open, trying to decide if I want to eat chips. That's so true, right? And that's like, because you look at those, okay, like they had them little bags, right? And so, normally people just eat the whole bag, right? Because it's like one serving as far as real life situations go. But if you flip it over and you look at that label, they'll say, oh, this is 2.5 or 3, 4, something, 2.5, 3 servings. So that means a third of what you just chugged down your face is all you were supposed to eat. So whatever it says is calorie count, it's like 400 calories. Well, you just ate the whole bag. So that's 400 times 2.5 or 3. And that's really what you just ate. But most people don't compute that. They say, well, I had one serving. So one serving, in their mind, the whole bag is one serving. So I had one serving. So that was only 400 calories. Nope, that was 1,200 calories. So it's just really interesting how they be tricking people with these food labels. Here's another weird thing. Okay, the other thing was having to figure out what you're gonna have for dinner every night for the rest of your life till you die. Remember? Then this one is like one of the weirdest things about being an adult is having your favorite soap stop burner. No one ever talks about it, but y'all know it's true, isn't it? Isn't it? I have two. My small favorite, for the small pots, and then the big one. And I have two favorite stove eyes, and I use those pretty much all the time. And when I have to use one of the other ones, I just feel like I'm outside my element. I'm like, oh, this is on the wrong side of the stove. Where's the button for this thing? It's weird. I can't know. I thought, wow, this is so true. It's so true though. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Because, there was a point where, like I said, when I was working as a trainer, I was making just ridiculous amounts of money. Do you think that was, I still didn't like shop designer stuff and all that kind of stuff. I saved my money, which was good because I needed it later. But it's like, this right here is reality. No matter how well I'm doing in life, I'm going to see what's up with that clearance rack, that sales rack, that clearance rack. I'm there. I just find some good deals there. You know, this right here is so true. You love to check it out. Yeah, even if I don't buy anything, I'm just nosy. I just want to see what's up, what's on sale. I really like to do that when I go like Macy's, because they have all the stuff they store. Oh, they buy their prices so ridiculous. But I like some of their brands, so I go in there and I go and look on the clearance rack, and I just go from department to department looking on the clearance rack, right, area to area, juniors, Missy's, whatever, the lingerie, sportswear. I'm just all over, and I'm only looking at the clearance rack because I know I ain't paying the real prices for nothing. And then if I find something, I get it, and if I don't, I just leave. Go to Ross Dress for Less. This person just bought their little house. Just moved in and bought this sign. It finally feels like home. It says, "Go away." Go on, get at the bottom. That's what it says. Go on, get. I was screaming. Isn't that how we all feel, though? I'm like, what when they got to a sign? I want one. Oh, this I should forgot to change this slide rather. But anyway, we're not accepting any more submissions for this year. But if you want to still send in stuff for the 2024 summer season, the instructions do apply. Survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line DNN. So people usually start sending stuff in like January at the latest. And then so we do the first couple of shows. We're pulling those slides. Those are what we're using. So, never stop sending stuff for DNN, never. If you see something that you think is good, just go ahead and send it on in, because it's not like we're not going to use it. This shit here was so funny. Sally says, I waved to a man because I thought he had waved at me. But apparently he waved to another woman. So to get out of the awkward situation, I kept my hand up and a taxi pulled over and drove me to the airport. I am now in Poland starting a new life. Oh, shit. So can you just imagine she had her hand up, thinking she's going to be waving the dude, and her hand is still up. And so as the taxi comes, she go to the airport. I was screaming. That is funny. Now I'm in Poland starting a new life. That was funny. So this young confused woman here says, I once fasted and prayed for 3 days, dry fasting with no breaks in between, for a man to stop cheating. Didn't he go on to cheat with 3 girls at the same time? Yeah, one for each day that she prayed. And this woman comes back, Matla, says, I used to be that married woman who thought her prayers were powerful. I wonder what delusion they're under. What prayer do you think you're going to have that's going to stop a grown man from doing whatever it is he want to do? Women be on some delusional stuff. I just don't understand what you got to be thinking. So the boss says, are any of you happy? And Spooky Leak says, I crossed the street without looking. Oh. Funny way to not answer a question. Spooky's like, whatever. I don't care what you're talking about, sir. Now, this was really interesting. The person who sent this in pointed out that this man, Mr. Hood Servative, was basically one of, many dudes who was condemning this woman on her educational achievements. Their goal was to slam her, to try to find some way to bring her down a size and knock her off her pedestal and make her accomplishment not seem important, because after all, there's no ring on her finger. So this is it. So she's showing, she's got her 4th degree. She's the first woman and person of color to graduate from my program. I also walked across the stage with a job offer from the state of Indiana waiting. Okay. Do come back and say, look, now this is what he has to say about this woman's achievement. Fat fingers, no wedding ring, and clutching her degree. Not often does this picture perfectly capture the perpetual success and failure of the modern Black woman. So because she's not aligned with some dusty hood booger, that means that she's a failure. I want to ask him, how many degrees did your raggedy ass have, sir? Is there a wedding ring on your finger? What you got going for yourself? Did you have 1 degree? Not to mention 4. 1. Where are you working at? Are you gonna be having one of them over $100,000 jobs from the state of Indiana waiting for you? What you got going on that you can feel like you can sit online and try to put somebody down, fucker? Yeah, they always do that. But I mean, and she probably never even saw his comments. You know what I mean? Because she's posting about her happy moment, and then here he come reposting, probably on his page. So I mean, it's highly likely that she never even saw this. But it would have been a perfect opportunity to go back and ask him. So what you got going on? What's happening over there in your camp? How many degrees you got? Because I sure would want to know. Where you working at? What? McDonald's? FedEx? Oh. They always want to elevate themselves as like men are such a fucking achievement. You women who fell for that brainwashing, what's wrong with you? Where is it that you see where there's so many women in relationships whose lives are so drastically better, their existence so improved because of their being in a relationship? Instead, what you see is a bunch of women crying, getting abused, feeling abandoned, unhappy, not getting their needs met, taking care of men who don't take care of them. That's what you see in these modern relationships. The men ain't shit. So for them to try to promote themselves as an accomplishment is kind of some real mental gymnastics. And you women who believe in this, I mean, I'm not saying that such dudes don't exist, they do. But unless you have one of those, you just got like a regular clown, he ain't no accomplishment. There ain't no prize that you got. You got a booby prize maybe. But you ain't got a dude who's pulling it together and got it together and is so respectful and honorable and all this kind of stuff. You ain't got that kind of dude in your corner. You got your average clown. Okay, and average clowns don't measure up. They don't be doing nothing. Yeah, he's a hater, for real. But I admire anybody who, I mean, 1 degree was enough for me. She got the 4. I'm like, girl, you must really love school. I ain't about that life. I don't mind learning, but I'm not going to school. I don't like it enough. So girlfriend here, I mean, I don't know. She could fix herself up to look a little more girly, but she says, so I'm a CNA, right? Now I've been working all day wearing my natural hair. I'm changing one of my residents, and all of a sudden he says, well, hey there, big fella. You play football? First of all, you gotta realize a lot of those people have dementia. And so, you can't necessarily take what they say. You got to take what they say with a grain of salt because they don't know what day it is. They don't know their name. They don't recognize their own kids. So, him, this dude calling her, saying big fella to her, uh, who's to say? I thought she's got a cute little face. She could fix herself up a little bit. Like she could put some lashes on, and I guess she does have on some earrings, right? But yeah, she could put on some little makeup or something. But he gonna call her big fella. I'm like, wow, that's messed up. And dude, he up there laying on the curb, texting on his phone, and the thing says, I don't care if you for the streets, baby, because I make them. I'm like, yes, he's cute too. Might be gay, but who's to say? But he's he's a handsome young man. It's like, you gonna be for the streets? That's all right with me. I'm like, yes, come on over here, Sonny. Well, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Straight to Hair Airline. You got you a reservation on the flight? It's like exes be like, I gave you everything. Nah, you gave me a headache, a little debt, severe chest pain, 3 new personalities with a splash of trust issues and a reason to drink. Yes, Jasmine say first class. That's right. I gave you everything. She'd never give a man everything. Whatever. Okay, look at this dustiness right here. I heard vegans taste good. That's hello. You can't just say hello like a normal person. He had to go there. Just dusty. Dusty as hell. Just for dusty for no reason. Good Lord. And his screen name is his screen name. Anyway, he says, I watched my dog chase his tail for 10 minutes and then I thought, wow, dogs are so easily entertained. Then I realized I had just watched my dog chase his tail for 10 minutes. Exactly. He's entertaining you and you sitting up there watching, you big dummy. Yeah. That herbalicious will do things to you. This thing said, why should I pay for a haunted house when I can wake up to my kid silently standing by my bed at 3 in the morning? You know that would freak me out. It was scary enough when my daughter was little, right? I went with a friend to this psychic, right? She wanted to see this psychic. And so the lady, I was just sitting in the lobby, right? And the lady comes out to get her and she takes a look at me. This is the woman who's the psychic. And she says to me, you have a daughter. I said, yes. And she says, you should ask her what you should do and she'll have the answer for you. That's what she said. Now, at the time, my daughter was barely 2. She could talk, but not really. I mean, 2-year-olds, I mean, she could talk, but she didn't have like no grand theft vocabulary or nothing, right? So I get home, right? I pick her up from my auntie's house and we go to the house. And I put her in my bed, give her a little bath and lay her down in the bed with me. And so I'm reading her story and all this sort of stuff. And then all of a sudden I looked at her. I said, so I told her, I said, this lady told me that I should ask you what I should do. Because I'm, really wondering what I should do about whatever the situation was. I don't even remember what it was now. And you should have seen her little face. She was struggling and she was doing all like this. And she was trying to, she was like struggling. She was struggling. She was trying to answer me. And she was just really trying hard. She was frustrated. And this is what that little girl, who wasn't even 2 years old yet, said to me. Mommy, I want to tell you, but I don't know the words. I ain't asked her ass shit else. I scared the shit out of me. She was really trying to tell me the answer to the question, but she said she didn't know the words at less than 2 years old. So, that's some creepy shit. This here, this equally creepy. And this is a true story. I mean, this happened and I was like, wow. I never asked her anything else ever. I mean, even as an adult, I still don't ask her nothing because I don't want to know what she thinks. That scared the shit out of me. Now this one's so raggedy. She says, I hate this city. I thought I got a ticket, but instead somebody left a cord on the car on my windshield. Who does that? Who does that? And look, it's not even a fresh one. It's a already been chewed one. Oh my God, with teeth marks and stuff all on it. Oh my God, isn't that gross? You need to put on some like gloves to handle that thing. That is so gross. I probably know me, I would do just like this person, take a picture of it and be laughing. That you take the only thing that's missing there is like a drumstick bone. Put the drumstick bones on the other windshield wiper. Oh my God, that is too funny. Child. They ride past Earth and lock their doors. That is a consideration because I sure wouldn't want to pick up no earthlings in my vehicle. And Laura said, my husband just told me to calm down. Like he wants his own Dateline special. Oh, oh my God. Laura's husband, yeah, he like living on the dangerous side, on the wild side. This shit here was so funny. So I think ghosts are just people who died trying to fold a fitted sheet. Oh, because them sheets drive me crazy. It was really bad when we had a king size bed because I'm short, right? The sheets are like twice my size. So like I try to flip it, you try to like pop it, to get the creases out and whatnot to start folding it up. And then I'll get caught in the sheet just like this. And then keep struggling trying to find my way out. So I could so identify with this right here. It's very hard. That happened to me more than one time. So then I like fall into the bed and I can't get out the fitted sheet. I mean, it brought back memories. I was screaming. But now I downsized my bed to a full size. And so I can manage it. I can, pull my arms out and, it's manageable for my height now. But them king size sheets, king size fitted sheets and me would go round and round. That just was not fun at all. And I'd be falling on the bed, falling on the floor, and all wrestling with a sheet. That shit was hilarious. Okay, I saw this. I was rolling. This November 1st is National Eat Your Kids Candy while they at school day. Oh, I'm guilty. I used to do that when my daughter went trick or treating. And I know my parents used to do that when we went trick or treating. Because they only like my mother used to love like I think they were called Payday. They had nuts in them and almond joys. My daddy liked almond joys, so we already knew if we had any of those, and when we came back, they was gonna be all the rappers was gonna be laying there, and they was be like, "Oh, them candies was good," and we wouldn't get any of those. It was too funny. Yeah, they get the good ones, but my parents were just particular. They had certain ones they liked. And we already knew if you had those, you wasn't gonna have them by the time you made it home from school. That was just it. And now we get to the Savage Award winners. These the first we do the runner-ups, and then we get into the two winners that we have for this final show of the Dusty News Network. So this lady says, a boyfriend once asked me if he should shave his mustache, and I said yes. I was holding a grudge against him at the time. Because Misty come back and say, yeah, when y'all be cutting all your beards off, y'all be ugly. I won't even talk to you till it grows back. Oh, but they gonna tell dude that he should shave off his mustache so he could look ugly. I was holding a grudge against him at the time. That was hilarious. Dude was savage. Oh my God. Can you imagine somebody saying this to you? He says, this girl posted that she was having twins. So I said, congrats, you finally having two kids by the same man. Now I'm blocked. Savage. Baby Yoda. Everybody hates math until that paycheck look funny. Now y'all know calculus. That is so true. Be knowing all kind of stuff. All kind of special mathematical formulas. Treat me like a joke and I'ma leave you like it's funny. More women should adopt that policy. Even though that's in the Savage Award, it's not funny, but it's very savage. Very savage. Big mistake, big mistake. Me testing the mic at my best friend's wedding. Oh my God. Can you imagine? It's in your soul now. Shoot. I thought, okay, that's kind of savage and fucked up at the same time. Here we go with something else that's equally savage. Distant cousin. Oh, to him, like, still no ring on your finger. Cousin, looking back, look how you looking back. Still no parents' names on your birth certificate. I'm like, damn. Dang. Savage. Look at his face, though. With them eyebrows raised up like, yeah, I dare you. I dare you to say something. I was screaming. Oh, this was really messed up. When you send her a D pic and she replies, LOL, I'm not into toes. Ooh, girlfriend, did you have to be so savage though? I mean, just so savage. She said if men didn't cheat, some of y'all wouldn't even be born. Huh. Okay. This is so messed up. I saw a lady, she showed me pictures of her grandbaby's photo shoot, but the baby was cute. But you know, in general, people be showing you they like gnarly looking newborns, and they be like, oh, so people be lying and saying that the baby's beautiful. And I be looking at them because I'm not gonna tell them people that lie. Your baby look like this little monster right here, and they be like, oh, it's so beautiful. I'm like, are you looking at the same thing I'm seeing here? I don't even want to tell people that lie like your baby is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to people and say that. I don't want to say anything because if they say, well, what do you really think? Tell me the truth. I'll be like, oh, you don't want me to do that. You don't want this started. Because I'll be like, this is the ugliest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like I'm going to run up and down the street screaming, it's alive, it's alive. But I'm not going to say that to people that they be all excited about their little ugly baby. So here we this thing. Oh, look at how it's posed in the grass. Whoever took these pictures should be beaten. This shit was funny. But I knew somebody that had a baby who did kind of look like that. And I was like, wow. That baby looked like that. I was like, man, this is kind of spooky. What happened here? So now we get to the end of the show and we getting to the final two slides. It was the Savage Award winners of the night, which we think are the most savage submissions. Here we go. You guys ready? Be sure to hit the subscription button before you get up out of here. And then as an aside, let me remind you of our upcoming webinar on saying no for young women who need some help finding their voice. You scan that QR code and you can get all the information that you need to get more information rather and sign up. It's going to take place on December 29th, a Friday night, just like tonight, a 2-hour event. And by the time you leave that event, you should have some really good ideas how to handle yourself better so that you back people up off of you and stand your ground better. Learn how to say no, okay? Learn how to say no to people. All right, so here we go with our final two slides. So this is winner number one. Imagine you walking into heaven and somebody yell out, I know you lying. Ah, ah. Yeah. It's like, how you get up here? What the hell? What really is going on? Okay, that's one. That's winner's number one. Yeah, uh-oh is right. And here's the final one. Jobs be like, we need 2 weeks, a 2-week notice. And Baby Yoda say, nah, you gonna notice when I'm not there. That is my personal motto. I could have put my picture there because that's exactly how I do it. You gonna notice I'm not there. That's the notice that you getting. I mean, sometimes I was polite, like on Friday when it's lunchtime. I'm not gonna work the whole day. Are you kidding me right now? I'm leaving. And so it's lunchtime. I start getting my stuff, and they're like, "Oh, why you have a box with all your stuff in it?" So, because I'm quitting, says Deborah. What? You're quitting? Well, you didn't give us any notice. Well, I'm telling you now. Okay, bye. And then I go. I'm not bothered about it. Because when they fire you, do they give you 2 weeks notice? No. They had the nerve to sit there with a security guard and tell you to get all your stuff. So I just do the preemptive strike and I treat myself like that, get my shit and I leave. There you go. I'm not worried about them. They can get a temp. They can go hire somebody. They can sit there. I don't really care. But all I know is that it's not going to be me. Okay. Whatever situation I'm out. So yeah. Now you gonna notice when I'm not there. I love it. This is the winner. This is how we deuce out from 2023 for the DNN. And that is like some of the most savage and real shit that you will hear on this show. Okay. But right here. That's it. That's it. That's all. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this season of the Dusty News Network. We will be back. Like I said, make sure you hit the subscription button and hit the instant notification bell. We'll be back next summer with this programming coming up. And we usually have a month of February. Can't do it. I'm trying to figure out how I can do a week of February, though. One whole week of a show every day in February, probably around Valentine's, that week. And then, we'll just do what we can do around here. Things have changed. Stuff is just not the same as it used to be with me. So I have to kind of roll with the punches and fit in where I can get in and vice versa. So a week is about it. That's all I can do. But yeah, you guys can continue to send in, like I said, your DNN stuff to survivingdating@gmail.com and make it subject 9 DNN. Don't stop. Just keep sending. And so we have some good shows for you guys to start off with next June. And we'll run, it's like late June through Labor Day weekend is when Dusty News Network runs normally. And so we're going to try to get back on track next year. I don't know what happened this year. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know I'm going to. And I'll see you guys here on Wednesday for the advice column. All right? Ta-ta. Have fun. It was great seeing you tonight.